so good to be back. Haven't done a video in so long, but I thought that I'd do a follow-up to the monkeypox article that I did. It's funny because in the article, I totally bet that it would not become like the next pandemic, which it hasn't, but you know, there are cases in every continent in the world, which is pretty amazing and kind of unusual because prior to this it did not really spread as far and it wasn't as common and it wasn't something that, you know, could become a health emergency across the world. So, you know, I thought it'd be fruitful to have a little follow-up. You can still read the article. It's going to give you nice basic information about monkeypox. You can find that at www.mpale.ca. But let's talk a little bit more about it. So first of all, it doesn't really have anything to do with monkeys. It was first discovered in a monkey, but it's not thought that monkeys are the reservoir. Like, that's not where the virus like really originates. Monkeys are just one animal that can be infected by the virus. And although the source is not pinpointed completely, the animal that's the top of the list is really rodents. So like rats and that family of animals. And of course, these things usually come from deep in the jungle, and the more that we invade animal habitats is the more that these viruses will start to spread. Animal to animal transmission has always been common. Animal to human transmission has always existed, but it hasn't been super widespread. And human to human transmission at the level that it is now, it's really unprecedented. It's not really something that was super common before. But now it is. So that's the first thing. Doesn't really have anything to do with monkeys. Secondly, it's called pox because of the lesions that you get on the skin. So the little bumps, the rash that's produced, that's really what a pox is. However, even though chicken pox produces the same lesions, a monkeypox and chicken pox are not of the same family. In fact, chicken pox is not a pox virus at all. So smallpox and monkeypox, those are of the same family of viruses, pox viruses. Chicken pox is an imposter. It's from the herpes virus family. So also a bit of a misnomer there for chicken pox. Besides that, smallpox and monkeypox are quite related. Smallpox, however, was eradicated for the most part, and we no longer vaccinate against smallpox for that reason. But because they're related, the smallpox vaccine has been shown to be effective against monkeypox. So that's good. Mostly only indicated in individuals at high risk for now. And so why is this strain of monkeypox spreading so much? I don't think anyone has the exact answer for that as yet, but there are a few things that may be contributing to it. For instance, when smallpox was being eradicated, there was like a widespread vaccination campaign worldwide, and then we eradicated it, so we stopped vaccinating against it. And so, because smallpox vaccine has effectiveness against monkeypox, then monkeypox would not have been able to spread as much because people would have had at least partial immunity to it. Now that it's been many years since we stopped vaccinating against smallpox, some of that immunity might have started to wane, and so now we are sort of more susceptible to a virus that is very similar to smallpox, to the monkeypox virus. So that's one theory. Of course, travel has now increased again since the pandemic is hopefully on its final track. And so more travel equals more opportunity for viruses to spread to tons of different countries. In general, monkeypox is not going to wreak the havoc that COVID-19 has because it's not as fatal a virus. However, it still causes significant morbidity because people have high fevers and chills and lots of pain, and they can feel very fatigued and sluggish. They can get huge lymph nodes, swellings in their neck and everything, making them very uncomfortable. Not good for productivity in terms of work and school and just the general health of the person. And then anytime you're really sick like that and a virus is overwhelming the body, you have a risk of a secondary infection. So other microorganisms, especially bacteria, try to kind of jump on the fact that your body is now in a bit of an immunocompromised state. So the immune system is not as strong as it would be usually, and so you get a secondary infection. So you get a bacterial infection on top of the monkeypox infection. And so these kind of things can make it more morbid, so it can cause more complications. And of course, anyone who has a comorbidity, meaning an illness that they usually suffer with, will always be in greater danger of complications. So it's not going to wreak the same havoc, but it's still really interesting that this virus, which was so uncommon to see, is now so widespread in every single country, in every single continent anyway, in the world. There is also one more thing I'll mention, which is there seems to be higher incidence of monkeypox in the men who have sex with men population, which is also something that was never discovered before or never revealed before. We don't know what that means yet, so we don't know that it's sexually transmitted. There's no proof of that. This virus is transmitted by close contact, so close skin to skin contact, and just spending a long time around someone who has it. And so that will always increase the incidence in any kind of sexual way, because you have close contact in those kind of situations. There's no proof that it's necessarily a sexually transmitted virus, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have another video coming up if we prove that or not. But just another interesting fact that's kind of popped up that was never known before. It's an evolving situation, so we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll talk to you about monkeypox again. That's all for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.